Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have what I consider to be a very special topic. Of course, I think all of my topics are special. But today, resources for entertaining preschoolers. Preschoolers. Now you might think, well, Dave, I don't do that. I do that. I entertain preschoolers. I entertain elementary ed. I entertain middle school, I entertain high school, I entertain college, I entertain adults. I do it all. And I enjoy it all. Every age bracket has a special characteristic. And let me tell you a little bit about preschoolers. Preschoolers are probably the most innocent, the most endearing. They receive magic. For them, the world is a magical place. There's no such thing as not magic. Everything is magical to a preschooler. It's a great age to be entertaining. But you know what? It's also terrifying. If you've never done children's entertainment, if you've never done family entertainment, and you're just not accustomed to being in front of kids, it can be very daunting and intimidating. But there are some resources, and I'd like to talk to you about some of the resources today. Now, you can't talk about preschool age without talking about Silly Billy. He's probably the foremost expert in this area. Now, Silly Billy entertains elementary ed age, preschool. He might also do high school, and I know he does adult shows as well, but he's most famous for his children's entertainment. But look at that. Look at him. Now, that approach, the Silly Billy character that he portrays, that approach is not going to work for everyone. And so I'm going to offer you a resource that I think is just stellar, that doesn't require you to be silly, that doesn't require you to dress in an over-the-top, clownish kind of manner. That's not my personality. You're looking at my personality. But I can entertain preschoolers dressed like this. It's all about the presentation. But I want to present this to you. This is a companion video to this book, Seriously Silly. This book is kind of hard to get your hands on. It isn't getting collector book prices yet. You can still get it on eBay. You can still find it. I think there's infinitely more information in the book than there is on the video. But there's something about the video that I want to recommend to you. On the video, in addition to seeing live performances in front of real kids and watching how these routines really work, and then getting a total analysis of it, David Kaye gives you blow-by-blow analysis, how he developed the routine, the kind of comedy he puts in, the reactions he's getting, and how they're engineered. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant. But in addition to all that, he does a David Blaine street magic spoof that I wish every magician could see. Because while he spoofs it, he kind of lets you know what street magic is all about. And I really appreciate him for that. And then he did a spoof of The Masked Magician that I thought was stellar. So, you know what? If you're not interested in doing preschoolers, if you're not interested in doing children's entertainment, buy this video and watch this DVD just to see the spoof of David Blaine and The Masked Magician. They're absolutely worth the price of admission. So, Seriously Billy. So let me talk a little bit more about the David Kaye resources. So you got the DVD, which I think is excellent. There are a number of routines. I think there are probably, I don't want to give you the number because the number's not written on the back here. I'm not sure how many, but there are a number of workable routines taught on the video. Then in the book you have a number of routines taught in the book as well, and they're just excellent. Like I said, there's a mountain of information in the book that you're not getting on the DVD. So I think the book is excellent. Now, A few years after he came up with these materials, he came out with this volume, Supersized Silly. Now the cool thing about this, 150 lessons in magic for kid shows, including 152 routines from 104 different magicians. I mean, you know what? Max Maven did kid shows at one time, and he's a contributor to this volume. So I think this is just tremendous. These are great materials from David Kaye that should not be missed. Now, before I get to my favorite, let me talk for a little bit about David Ginn. This, by the way, is the latest from David Ginn, Kids Show Magic Compendium. You can see in the front here, to David Dellman, Keep Kids Happy, David Ginn, November 2020. And it's numbered and signed. Yeah, I'm a sucker for stuff like that. And I'm just so grateful that David Ginn did that for me. I appreciate it. I'm a customer of his. There's some things that I'd love to talk to him about. Let me give you the pro and con of this book and his material. By the way, he has a series of DVDs and companion books called Kid Biz. Kid Biz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 of them. I own them all. I study them all. What you get on those are, again, workable, doable routines. Now, David Ginn has really built his reputation on school-age children, I believe, my opinion. Now, if he were sitting here, he might say, oh no, I entertain preschoolers. But as you watch Kid Biz, I think all of those videos were shot in elementary school auditoriums or elementary school rooms, or they're older kids is what I'm saying. So I think the David Ginn material, while I think it's wonderful, and while I think it's great for family entertainers, I think it's primarily oriented to the older children. There's such a huge difference between the preschool. By the way, the preschool age is really 3 to 6. Maybe 3 to 5, 3 to 6. Once they get into elementary school and they're mixing with their peers and they're studying and they're learning and they're growing rapidly, things change really. I mean, things change year by. A 3-year-old is not the same as a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old is not the same as an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old is not the same as a 12-year-old. You get in such a short span of time. I mean, to you and me, 10 years, 10 years, it doesn't make that much difference anymore. But to a child, 10 years is a lifetime. And there's an enormous amount of change that takes place over that period. Now, here is my favorite resource for the preschool age kids aged 3 to 6. Here's my favorite resource. Terry Herbert. Terry Herbert, Magic for Under 5s. That's the name of the DVD. Magic for Under 5s. And what you get on this video is a complete show. You watch the show. You watch how he introduces himself to the children. You watch how he interacts with the children. You watch the little bits of business between effects. You watch how he handles himself during the effects that he's presenting. And I'll tell you something else. David Kaye, this is his character. He's in full dress character right here. Terry Herbert entertains dressed like this. Now, he does have a flamboyant tie, a colorful tie, if you will. But for the most part, he presents this way. And David Kaye, by the way, David Kaye interviews Terry Herbert on this video and asks him about costuming. And he basically says, the most important thing is that you're comfortable and you're having fun, and I'm not comfortable looking like that. So, if you thought that you had to be a clown to entertain the preschoolers, think again, watch this video, and pick up some great information, some great routines. By the way, Practical Magic is it's www.practical-magic.com. You want to go there and check them out because they have some commercial routines there that are absolutely bankable when it comes to this age bracket. So go check that out. You can get this video on that website also. Now, those are the resources. I want to give you some notes to think about, some things to think about. I'm going to put some things down below so you can reference them if you want to. Characteristics of the preschool age. Again, this is age 3 to 6. Their empathy is extremely strong. Their children tend to be animistic. Now let me define animism if you did not know. Animism is the belief that objects, places, creatures all possess a distinct spiritual essence. In other words, if I hold up a puppet, that puppet is real to those kids. And if I treat it real, it is real. If I hold up a drawing of a rabbit and treat it as real, it is real. If I hold up a wand and treat it as if it has personality, it has personality. Children accept this naturally. I think, in the United States, at least in our culture, we tend to grow away from animism as we age. But in the childhood years, this is perfectly natural. Puppets are real. Anything you treat as real will be real. They see a hand chopper as real as well. So, again, I don't want to lay down rules, but I don't do chopper routines for kids. I just don't do it. Not a good idea. Also, don't use toy guns of any kind. That's me, but that's because the perception is that it's real. They really don't distinguish the way older kids do. Now, learning how to respect and get along with others. They're trying to figure this out in this age bracket. So you're going to get behaviors that, don't let them shock you. It's just part of the developmental process. They want to have friends and they want to be liked. So, some of these rules, by the way, are great for adult audience as well. Don't ever humiliate or embarrass somebody. Don't ever do that. Ask permission. May I put this costume on you? Would you like to wear this costume? Here, turn around. Let me put this on you. How do you? I like to treat them with that kind of dignity and respect, and I don't want to embarrass anyone. Everything is magical to them, so it's not about the effect. David Kaye says this over and over again in his material. It's not about the effect. It's not about the destination. It's about the ride. Let me give you that quote exactly. It's not the destination. It's the ride. David Kaye. And if you watch a proficient children's entertainer, to an adult, especially to an adult magician, you are oriented to think in terms of that magical moment. You're getting everyone toward that moment where magic happens. But in the child's world, it's not so much about that moment. That moment has to be there. Don't get me wrong. You should be a good magician for kids as well as adults. But for kids, the process of getting there is more important. And to the extent that they're involved in that process, all the better. They have short attention spans, which means that you need a variety of plots and a variety of props. Also, in terms of duration, I try not to be goaded into doing a 45-minute show for this audience. I'd rather do a 35-minute show than a 45-minute show. I'd rather keep it a little bit shorter and focus on the quality routines in that time span. Now, children this age understand their colors, they understand letters, they understand numbers, they understand animal names. So you can work with all those things. What they don't understand, they don't know how to read. So if you hold up a sign, you might as well read it to them because they can't read it. They don't understand playing cards or playing card suits. So if you say pick a card and it's the Queen of Hearts, is that your card? They don't know. They don't know playing card suits. They don't know how to tell time. So if you say here turn the hands on this watch and I'll turn the hands on mine and look, they match. Not really. Not going to work for kids. They don't know how to tell time, and they don't understand the value of money. So if you want to distinguish between 25 cents and a dime, again, that may not work. So that should give you an idea of what you can work with. Avoid standard playing cards. Instead, opt for number cards or alphabet cards or animal cards. Simple plots that involve lots of participation. That's what you're looking for. It's about interaction and engagement more than it's about the effect that you're looking for at the end of the routine. Make sure that you are having fun. All audiences, regardless of their age, are going to pick up on your vibration, on the vibrations that you are sending out. If you are not having fun, but this is especially true of children, if you are not having fun, they are uncomfortable. So above all, you need to be really comfortable with your material. Your fun will be contagious, so will your discomfort. Your show must suit you, and this is where Terry really shines. In the interview he does after the show with David Kaye, he makes these comments. Your show, your material, everything, you need to be really comfortable with it. You must enjoy it or they will not. It's that simple. Now, those are my references for this age bracket. You know what? You can Google, you can go up into the search bar at YouTube here. You're not going to find a lot of material for magicians oriented to preschool, the 3 to 6 year old. I hope this is a contribution. These great people have made a contribution. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below. You know I love your comments. Please subscribe if you've not done so already. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.